Hi, everyone, and welcome to this live of Handy and Capable. I'm going to take a few minutes to share the live out because I want other people to be able to see this today. And Hi, everyone, and welcome to this live will of Handy be with you soon. I'm going to take a few minutes to share the live out because I want. Okay, so the live is up. Just so you know, Julio, you don't have to say anything yet. And I am going to go to my YouTube studio and share it out. Thank you guys for your patience as we get all of this together. This is my first live ever.
Hey creators, let's dive into this month's roundup. We're giving more creators access to communities, a new dedicated space on your channel.
To do. Sorry for anybody that's seeing this right now. I am very new to this. Okay, I'm going to post this to Facebook. And then we're going to start in about 3 minutes. I forgot to tag. And Okay, I think I am ready to start. Hopefully, people will be able to find us. Are you ready to go, Julio?
Yep, I'm ready. Can you resend me the link so I could give it to some people?
It is on my Facebook, on your Facebooks, both of them. If you just go to your Facebook, you will be able to find it.
Okay.
Okay, we're already live now. Do you want to, if you want to watch, just go to my YouTube and look at my live. It's on, it's, let me know if we're live so I know for sure. Yep, that's it. See ya. My best friend is there.
Nice. Nice. It's beautiful to have best friends.
Did you find it on Facebook? I tagged you all over Facebook.
Yes, yeah, I found it on my phone.
Okay, perfect. So then, whenever you're ready, open your camera up so everyone can see you. Guys, this is Dr. Caba.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
He has become one of my best friends very quickly.
Nice. I needed friends, so thank you for that. Thank you for
You're
calling me that.
incredible. You're amazing, and I'm so glad to be working with you. I feel honored to be working with you.
Oh.
And now we're going to get into a little bit about your life and how we met and some other things today.
I'm scared of the other things. That's what I'm scared of. But we got this. We got this.
Don't be scared. It's not going to be scary questions at all.
Okay, okay, okay.
I think you're going to be like, wow, she was prepared, is what you're going to be like. So, can you share with us some insights on your childhood and your experiences as to what got you here today?
So I was born in Washington Heights, New York. At the time, it was one of the worst neighborhoods around. It's when the crack epidemic was going on. The cocaine cowboys were messing around there, and we were really poor, like really poor.
Were you close to your parents?
I would say yes, because we were, and they did the best they could under the situation. But it was very stressful living in that place. You know, everybody's trying to survive, including us. So, but yeah, we were all close. We all lived in a small apartment together, and yeah, it was just a really bad neighborhood. A lot of drugs.
Would you say your mom or dad has big influence on you today and who you are?
Yes,
Which
especially my
one?
dad. I am my dad. Like I am exactly who this man is. He just passed a little while ago. So
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. I didn't
yeah,
even know that.
yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, he was my mom was amazing too. She really worked hard at feeding us, and sometimes I have no idea how she did it. But she would always find it. She would always find the food. She would always find,
Whatever you guys needed.
yeah,
That's incredible.
she was
Your
very
parents still
incredible.
alive today?
My mom, not my dad.
I wish she was watching this, but maybe you can give it to her later to
She
see.
always watches. My mom's always
It,
somewhere. So
okay, okay.
she will for sure.
So, you guys, he has faced homeless and turned into this wonderful person. So, I want to ask you something.
Uh-oh.
Facing
Uh-oh.
homeless and having 3 kids when you did, I'm not going to reveal the age that you had your kids at. That's unless
Why?
something you, is
It's
it
okay.
something that you want to reveal?
Yeah, I'm an open book, Ash. Seriously.
Okay,
Anything.
so he was 17 with 3 children, guys.
But I
Crazy.
started at 15. Well, 15 turning 16 was my first son, which is
Really?
Miss Linda's favorite, not Justin. Uh, and then when I turned 17, she was again pregnant, but it was twins. So those are my girls.
Okay,
But the bigger problem was that she was a mature lady and I was a young child. So she was an
so
adult.
so
Basically.
here's the wait, wait a minute. The mother was a mature lady?
She was an adult. Yeah, she was an adult, a grown adult. She had kids as well. She had other kids as well before
Oh
me.
my gosh. How much of an age difference between y'all?
I don't like saying her. I don't want to identify her, but
Okay.
it's big enough where someone should have been involved. Somebody
That's
should have called
basically
somebody.
that's basically what I was asking. You
Yes,
answered my
nobody.
question without revealing. You answered my question
Yeah.
without revealing that. Okay. Okay. So raising three kids is an immense challenge.
Yes, it
So
is.
my question to you, how did you navigate this situation and what strategies did you employ to overcome those obstacles?
Well, I would say number one was support. You have to find support. That is the biggest thing you can do. And education. Education was a big deal for me. And also because I dropped out of high school before I had the children. And that affected me. I couldn't get a job. That was the biggest problem. Uh,
Did you eventually end up getting your GED?
yes. Yes. Because, you know, what was happening was I was feeling really guilty for what I was doing to these kids. So I was continuing like this cycle. They were about to grow up the same way I did, and it was all my fault. And I think if there's any strategy that I could say, like if I could point out one thing that worked for me, is self-awareness and understanding that this was my fault. You know, I understand it was an adult person that took advantage of me. I understand I didn't have enough people, good people around me that took me out of that situation. But the truth is the matter is that I am a person with a mind. It was my fault. And as soon as I looked at it that way, I started to work really hard to make sure that I break that cycle.
Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of you by just
Oh,
saying this.
no, I'm proud of you, lady. I'm proud of you. That is
What?
of you. What do you
I'm just
mean?
a person too. Go away.
You're more than a person. You're handy and capable.
Yeah.
Did you like
Oh,
that?
thank you.
Branded. Go
Okay.
ahead. Sorry.
Here's a serious and hard question.
Okay.
During these trying times, did you ever feel overwhelmed to the point where you considered giving up?
Yes.
What kept you, what kept you anchored and motivated?
Well, let me start at I did try to take my life because I was at wit's end. I was in Miami and I was staying at a hotel. But the thing is that this hotel, I promised them I would pay them like in a week, so they let me stay. And when that week rolled around, I realized that I have three children, all under the age of two, right?
Oh,
Three children sitting here, and all we have are three garbage bags full of dirty clothes and some toys that I was able to grab. And I realized that like they're about to go to the street. Like this is it. They're about to live on the street because of me. So I had an idea. I said, if I'm not here anymore, because I'm the problem, if I'm not here anymore, then maybe someone will take these
take them under
children.
their wing and give them a better
Yes.
life than you thought you could at the time.
Correct. And I was on the fifth floor and I walked to the balcony and I was going to take my life. But my daughter woke up. Her name's Destiny. And she woke up and she told me to come back to bed. And this is where the support comes in, right? And I'm not talking about support with money or support with
Just people.
resources. It's just belief. I met, you know, Carolina, right?
Your wife, you're a
Yes, my
wonderful,
wife
yes.
now. She was my friend at the time, right? And I would call her every day, collect, like, and cry about my situation and like in this belief that I was alone in this situation. And that when my daughter woke up and brought me to the bed and I laid down, I heard her voice. I kept hearing her telling me because she used to tell me that it's going to be okay. She used to tell me that I could do it. She used to tell me that one day I would look back at this situation and laugh about it.
I wonder, I wish Carolina was here, because if
Me
she was
too.
here, I would ask her this one question. And it would be, did she know that she was gonna marry you at the time that she was
Oh,
helping?
I can answer that for you. I can answer that.
Is the
No.
answer yet? No?
No.
What?
No. I tried. I used to ask her, why don't you be my girlfriend? Why don't you? And she said, I can't. I can't do that. I mean, it was a really bad situation. So no, that wasn't even in the cards. And in fact, uh, she remained my friend for a long time. We kind of just fell into being together. You know, there wasn't like one day that we said we're together. It just, I don't know. It
Kind
just
of
happened.
happened on you.
Yeah, it happened. I'm glad it did.
Me too.
Me too.
Because when I finally do get to meet your wife, the first thing I'm going to do is say thank you for helping him and getting
Aww.
him to where he is, because I wouldn't have been able to meet you, and you're changing my life too. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes, because I I have a question in here that pertains to you and me. So
Awesome. Okay. I
yeah.
like that. So
So
that was key. Her support, her support and belief in me. I don't know what she was seeing. I used to get so angry when she would tell me it's gonna be okay. And I would say I'm garbage. She said, no, you know you're not, because I used to get angry. Like, what are you seeing? Are you blind? Do you not see I'm in trouble? But she did. She believed in me. And that belief, it was the motivation I needed, because I kept hearing a voice and thinking, if someone outside of my situation is believing in me while
then I
my
can
cards are
do this.
down, what does that
Yeah,
mean? There has to be something. That's how I saw it.
that makes total sense. So now I want to know what motivated you to pursue your bachelor's degree and then your doctorate that you have today, your master's degree and your doctorate that you have today.
Well, that's a really good question, actually. The reason I was already doing sales, so I really didn't need the degrees. When I went back to school, I was already on my feet, right? But it was in the back of my mind that my experience, what I did, would affect my children, right? As they grew older, they would consider things impossible. And that was a major no-no for me. So when I was young, I was always called, you know, dumb or stupid or slow, all of those things, right? So I said, what can I do to show these children that nothing is impossible, that impossible is nothing more than the time between now and possible? What can I do? And get my degrees it was. So that is the reason I got my degrees, to show them that you can overcome.
I love the way that you absolutely love your family and that you were able to step up
I
for them
love them.
when their
I
mother
love
dumped
them.
them all.
Yeah.
I want to be just like you. I'm sorry.
No, Ash, I want to be like you. I'm telling you, you don't
Oh my God,
listen. I'm telling you, you don't understand how strong you are and how powerful you are for being able to face the barriers you face and have, you know, be positive about the future. That's a very hard thing to do when you look around and you see that the reality is different from what you want. But you're doing it. You seek the help. You have great people around you. You have everything you need, all the keys to life to succeed. And that's an awesome thing. So yeah, you're superhuman.
thank you. Okay, so now we can transition from your hardships, and I want to know, because I think your professional successes are awesome.
Thank you.
Could you discuss the pivotal moments in your life that facilitated your transformation besides your kids and Carolina?
Other people that were supporting me without needing to. One of them is Miss Linda. I
We're
don't know
going to talk about that. We're going to
people
talk
like
about
her.
her and that. That's going to be my last question of the podcast. We're going to talk
Awesome.
about her. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how we met. Yeah.
She's
Um,
awesome. She's amazing. So she helped me
so,
a lot. So
so
that's
now I know that you own a coaching center. It's called Change Coaching Center.
yes,
And I
ma'am.
know that you own a mental health center to help people with mental health.
Right.
I know that you're only the manager and you bring in the staff to staff it.
Right.
What made you want to exactly do this?
Because it's what worked for me. So one of the things that Carolina showed me, which she's a licensed clinician, one of the things she showed me is getting help with counselors and with coaches. She showed me how important that is. And once I started that, because once you like know yourself and you know how to work with what you got, nothing's impossible. So I started to use counseling, right? I started to get through the traumas that I had, the depression, the anxiety, started to learn how to deal with that. That was the biggest step uh, to leveling up. So once I made it, I remember me and her used to talk, and I used to tell her, the day that I make it, the day that I make it out of this, I am going to give the world what the world gave me. And that's why I opened these types of businesses, so I could give it back and hopefully save that young man that was me at one time. And that was the truth.
What motivated you to start your podcasts? What kind of topics do you talk about on your podcast? And what about the books that you wrote? What motivated all of that?
So I'll start with the books. The first book, which is Tales of an Underdog, is about my story. So Carolina again told me I
She
needed to
forced
write
you to
it.
do it, didn't
No,
she?
not force me, but she gave me the benefits of me journaling. But that's what it was. It was just me journaling and writing my story, and eventually I published it. The podcast, I wanted to get people's story out, because one of the things that I learned in
You're
this.
just like me on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, like you, yes. And one of the things that I realized with people being in business for this long, in the people business, is that everyone has an amazing story. Everyone has a time in their lives where they conquered something they didn't think they can conquer. And that's my goal, to take that out of people, for them to understand that power.
That's amazing. Okay, you guys, he's got a lot going on. He's also a motivational speaker. So I have a question about that. As
Yes.
the most motivational speaker and coach, what core principles guide your teachings, and how do you tailor your messages to resonate with diverse audiences?
Perfect. Great question. You did do good. You told me you were gonna be prepared.
I worked on this, dude. I told you.
You did wonderful. I love that question, actually. So one of my main principle, and I said it when we started, is self-awareness. Once you know yourself, that is the base of starting everything. There's so many people that get into, not so many people, there are people that get into careers because of what others, because of the opinions of others, whether it be their parents told them this is the best way to go, or their friends, or it's just what's hot at the moment. And they end up successful with money, but miserable with how they feel, because it's not who they
What
are.
they want to be doing and who they are. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you learn that, if you take the time to explore yourself, learn your weaknesses, learn your strengths, learn your opportunities, right? That's something we work on. If you
Yeah.
take the time to do that and learn yourself, you know how to find what you want. And the number one, purpose. You gotta find your purpose in life. You have.
Amen to that.
Yes, once you find your purpose, man, you can fight anything, right? Because you're doing it for a bigger cause, for something much bigger than yourself. So once you find that purpose, I'm telling you, it's like a rocket ship. It doesn't stop. Now, there's still bad times. I still go through bad times. I'm a normal dude, right? But I don't mind going through them, because I understand that each one of those bad things that happen is just a lesson that's going to help me for the next level.
Jeez, I'm so glad that I'm recording this call and that it's alive and it's something I can keep forever, because this is
Thank
amazing.
you.
You're gonna make me cry.
No, remember what I told you. When people cry in front of me, I cry, and I am an ugly crier.
Okay, I'll try my best not to.
I make weird noises when I cry.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about your disability, because you know that I'm a disability channel, and so I always have to put that in there somewhere.
Sure.
What type of autism that you have, and despite the autism, how do you continue with life even though that's an obstacle that you have?
So what I do have is ADHD, and I have the characteristic of autism. So
Okay.
okay, so this was, I think, 6 months ago. I decided I want to see who I was supposed to be, right? And I know I've always been different to people. I always move a little bit different. I have a lot of challenges with meeting people, talking to people. So I went and got tested for everything. And with autism, I met all of the criterias except one. And this criteria was I was able to dress myself, right? I was able to order food for myself. And the truth is I have difficulties dressing myself. I'll wear the same clothes every single day. Clothes look the same for me, and my wife helps me with that.
I
But
was just about to ask, so.
when I took the test and they asked me that, I said, sure, I know how to dress myself, right? But then as after the test, I realized, yeah,
Wear
I
the
get
same
help
stuff
with
on.
that.
Yeah.
So, and I have ADHD. I also have diabetes. And
Oh, same. Oh, jeez.
I hate the diabetes.
Me too.
I hate it. I hate it. But it's cool. It's been under control. I'm off of insulin. I've been off of insulin for over, I think, 6 years, 7 years.
That's awesome. Did you have to lose a bunch of weight to do that? This is
Yes.
something like you and I never even talked about.
Yes.
So how did you manage that? Because it's a difficulty for me. And if you could give me some tips, that would be.
Definitely. Go towards your purpose. I'm telling you, my purpose was to be here for these children. My purpose was to break cycles and
And
help
so
others.
it made you wanna
I
just
have to. I have to learn how can I help someone else if I am not able to help myself. So a lot of research on what I could eat. Again, I learned who I was. I learned how my body works. I learned what I can eat. I learned what I can't eat. And there you go. Just fun. It's not easy. It's still hard. It's still very hard.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out uh how with all the questions, what order I want to go in with this. Okay, here's a good one. Could you share with us a memorable experience with your speaking engagements or coaching sessions that had a significant impact on your audience?
So with coaching, I love coaching, right? All every coaching session I have for me is I get inspired because again, I get to hear someone's story and understand how powerful they are, right? But with the speaking, I think it was one day I went to Pensacola. I was hired for an event, uh, and I stepped on the stage, and there was like over 1,000 people there, and they were all happy and that let me know that I did something right. So that was the most memorable time for me when it comes to my career.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was, and they were teenagers. That was the most amazing part of
What?
it.
That's the
Yeah,
best kind.
it was like
That's the best kind of people that hits your heart because when you're helping a kid and you know that you helped a kid, I love pediatrics.
I love that you love it. We need you.
I
Love
don't
it.
know how many people are watching, but I also have a BA in speech therapy. I just got my BA and I want to work with kids so bad. I work with kids and adults right now who have autism, helping them with AAC devices and stuff.
And can I tell you something? I thank you for what you do. I'm telling you, that profession, I don't know how to explain, but it's one of the most powerful professions I've ever seen because I experienced it. My grandson has autism, right? And
Told me
just like
that,
me, and
yeah.
ADHD, and he was having problems with the speaking. My daughter put him in ABA therapy, and it was immediately. I'm talking about in less than a year. This child was able to get out of special needs class, right, and go into regular classroom.
You
And
got
he's
mainstream?
excelling.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know
Yes.
that part.
Yes, and it's because of what you do, because of what people like you do. It is a great profession. It is needed, and it does really work. Now he has a
I
normal.
love my job.
I wouldn't say normal, but now he's able to communicate. He's able to interact with other children. He's able to. It's what you do is beautiful. That work is beautiful. It's powerful work.
Thank you.
It's his work.
It is the God's work. You're right.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it. looking ahead, what are your aspirations for personal growth and the evolution of your various ventures?
That's a good question. So right now I'm very and I've never been able to say this, but I'm very happy of where I am in my career. And where I am now, I'm hunting for what I want to do next. I'm not sure yet. That's what I'm doing now. And I'm doing everything I can to find it.
Okay. Are there any things that you do on the side that I missed asking you questions about? Do you have any hobbies or anything that you do on the side that I missed asking you questions about?
Actually, let's see. I I like to play with my grandkids. That's it. That's all I work and play with my grandkids. That's my
I have
life.
a question. Does playing with your grandkids and maybe spending time with your children include video games at all?
Of course it does. What do you mean?
Okay, we're gonna have to talk about that later.
Okay, yes, of course
Okay,
it
so
does.
here is the last question.
Dun, 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 dun. We
Let's
need a
discuss
drum roll.
how you and I met
Okay.
and why you have chosen to be my coach, because I didn't ask. You offered, and I'm honored, and I'm like honored beyond, and I'm like, why would this guy do this for me for free? I don't deserve this. So I want to know.
You want to know why? Because of the circle of life. Because
Okay.
this circle, something that I've noticed throughout my life is that things always circle back. And the way you left them off is how it will come back. So Miss Linda, this powerful
Which
lady,
I know that she's
love
watching
this
if she
lady.
figured out how to
Oh,
find
what's
us.
up? Oh my God, I love Miss Linda. And I talk about her in my speeches, man, because I'm gonna tell you this I don't know. I don't know. Can I talk about her like that
Yeah,
here?
do what you want. I talked about my best friends when I was on your podcast, which will be airing soon. He just has to finish editing.
Yes, I got you.
We literally did it for each other. So
I would like to tell you, in fact, I would like to start by telling you what Miss Linda did for me. And then that could help answer why it is that I'm working with you, right? Well, first of all, you're an amazing person. So who won't work with
stop.
you? Everybody who work with you. So I met Miss Linda at a very pivotal moment in my life, right? I was just getting off my feet, right? But I was still struggling. I could not keep a job because I couldn't afford daycare, right? Daycare was, I think it was at the time, 600 a week for all three children. And I would get a job. I would put them in daycare, but then I couldn't afford it. I would lose the job and then I would become homeless again. I became homeless quite a few times. So my Carolina started searching for programs for me. She was trying to find something, and she found Parks and Recreation. I don't want to say where because I don't want to give away where Linda lives.
Right.
She found Parks and Recreation, a program, right? Where
I
it's
know where it is, but I won't say either.
no, don't. I don't want to go into it. And she met Miss Linda. And Miss Linda helped us get into that program. But that wasn't like the biggest part. That changed my life because once I got that care, once I was able to
You were
leave the
able to
kids
go
somewhere,
out and provide for your
what?
kids.
I went and blazed the
Oh,
street.
shoot.
She's amazing, but that's not where she really helped. Miss Linda helped me. She taught me how to be a better parent. I had no idea how to become a parent. She was very straightforward. I used to bring these kids with
She
really,
told me a story about how she told you couldn't bring your kids to
yeah,
daycare with their hair all over.
that was the most powerful moment. Parents, if you have someone that is giving you advice, even though it sounds insulting because they're telling you, your kid, you can't bring your kids here like this. She told me, look at their hair because I didn't know how to do hair. So I would just always put it in a rubber band, find out that's bad for girls' hair, right?
Yeah,
And
it is.
she would be very straight up with me, and it changed my life because it gave me that perspective. Like this is what people are seeing, right? If I want to change, I have to change these things. And my kids fell in love with Miss Linda. She was a positive role model for them each and every day. And every time those kids were where she was, I felt safe. I knew my kids were okay, and I knew nothing would go wrong. And that's exactly
And
how
then
it
you could go out and do what you needed to do.
Yes, she was amazing. She was amazing. Miss
Mhm.
Linda's a powerful. So
She
when
is one
she
of the most amazing people
that
that I have ever known.
I don't I hope she knows it though. Miss Linda, if you're listening, please start waking up knowing that you are amazing every day. And
I don't know what I would do without her. Just even like, well, first of all, she gave me a considerable chunk so that I could finish school because I had to go away to school. And then like she took care of my cat for me while I was away at school. And now when I leave work on Wednesdays, I meet her for lunch and she always pays for my lunch. And I'm like, I can do it. And she's like, nope, I'm gonna do it for you. And
I don't I would
amazing lady.
I would love to know what why is she that way? You know what I mean? Because she does it naturally. I don't think she knows the power
I
that
don't
she
think she
brings
knows
to the
how loved she
relationship.
is either.
She needs to know. I say her name every time. Every time I'm telling my story, I mention her name. Every single time.
Wow.
My granddaughter she sent the blankets. She made blanket for her. And my granddaughter, that's her favorite blanket.
Really?
I swear.
Oh,
So I want you
I
to
have a
think
few
about
hats
it.
that she's made for me as well.
You
Yeah.
see? And I want you to think about it. Look how powerful she is. Her efforts, right? Her efforts of just being a good person is going into the legacy of my family. And she doesn't even know it. My grandkids know who Miss Linda is, even if they haven't seen her. They know who she is. They know where the
We have
blankets
to
came
get
from.
together with her so she
Yes, we do.
can meet everybody. And I want to meet everybody. So, we'll talk about that more when we're done. But I think that about wraps it up. Those are
No,
all.
wait, that's how I met you.
Oh, true. We do have.
So that's how I met you. I saw you guys speaking on Facebook, and I left a comment. And anybody, that's what I'm saying, is a full circle. Anybody that comes from Miss Linda, I know some is there for a reason, because Miss Linda
And
was
they're
there
good
for a
people
reason.
automatically. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to. I have to. It's the circle.
So, what about me made you want to say, I want to help her? And I know that she doesn't have money right now, but I'm just going to do this because I want to.
The truth, well, the fact that you're facing these barriers and the goals that you have are freaking amazing. The fact that you have every excuse to stop fighting.
I know she's putting her hands up right now. Victoria says every excuse, but you never say no. Oh my God, the two of you need to meet each other.
You're amazing, Ashley. I love your energy, bro. You cannot contain it.
I can't.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't stop doing that. Don't stop being that way. So
I
yeah, just
promise.
knowing that you have these goals and they're like realistic goals that I know could happen if you just have people around you. So that I just want to be part, I want to see that journey for you, because you are going to get exact every single goal you set out. I know you are. It's just who you are. You're fighting. You're a real fighter, a real warrior. I'm telling you.
I've also had like 21 surgeries and I'm going for number 22 on Tuesday, which is why we're taping this now, because I won't be able to do any of this for a minute because
Let me ask you something. Do you know how powerful it is that you're like trying to find a future while you're facing these things?
I know that it can be amazing at times, but I just look at it like this is my life and I have two choices. And I've told you this before. I could either lay down and die or do something with it. And I've just decided I'm going to do something with it.
I'm gonna do something with it. You gotta put some chest to it. I love that you're like that. And that's what that spirit of yours is amazing. And anything I can do to help, I think it's part of my purpose. My purpose is to empower humans in any way I could, because it was done for me. So I know I have to do it back. So anything that I can help with for you to get there, I'm gonna be here.
I'm tearing. Oh God, this is
I'm telling you, if you make me cry, Ash, we're gonna have a problem. I'm a ugly crier. Very ugly. I make weird noises. I think I screech a little and all that stuff. I'm telling you, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see it.
All right, well, now I think we're done. And I had a blast talking to you.
Me too. Well, thank you for having me. I am so happy that you asked me to come here. You are a very strong person. I am very proud of you for what you're doing and what you're trying to do. And just keep doing it. Don't stop. Don't stop teaching those children. Don't stop wanting more because you deserve all of it. And then don't let nobody tell you that that's not true.
And thank you for coming into my life to help me achieve my goals.
Oh, this was a goal?
No, but like coming into my life to help me achieve my goals as my coach.
Yes, got it. Yes. And I'm gonna be here. So
Oh, it was great talking to you. I'm going to end the meeting now. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I'll have a wonderful day, and I hope everyone out there that's watching us right now has a wonderful day too.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.